Welcome back to The Truth with Trinity, and I am your host, Trinity. And if this is your first time tuning into the podcast, I'd like to send you a warm welcome. Here I talk about issues that happen within the Black community, hopefully for some resolution or at least some food for thought to go about your daily way. I just wanted to start off by saying that I hope everyone had a great Memorial Day. If you do not celebrate Memorial Day, I hope that you had gotten some time off to spend with your family or someone close, or at least some time for yourself off from work. So, now that I've said that, I wanted to jump right into this episode's topic, which is, does the Black man realize when he makes fun of the Black woman, he's only making fun of himself? Okay, so I wanted to make a small disclaimer. This does not refer to every Black man and woman, but once again, it would be a great disservice to our people if we ignore the problems that we have within our communities. So let me continue. I wanted to start off by saying that the Black man is often paid to belittle Black women uh, through methods such as his lyrics, in rap songs and especially today's songs, and you hear a lot of, especially the youth, they'll say, well, that's old school. That's old school to rap about love and respect and missing a woman and, being there and, things of that nature. But it just appears to be our genre of music, our culture of music, that really has a problem with disrespecting the Black woman. When you, like I said once before, when you listen to country music, even in 2021, and things of that nature. You don't hear them, calling their women out of their names, and things like that. And just as strong of a sexual content as you do with our culture as Black people, our music, by dressing up like Black women. Um, you've seen it with so many different Black men. They'll dress up, and that's not to say that other races of men don't dress up um, like women, but you definitely see Black men getting paid to dress up as women. It looks like it's harmless, but it's actually referring to Black women and being men. And the fact that a Black man is willing to basically make fun of his own woman. Um, Another way that Black men make fun of Black women is, even with his own homeboys. So these are, a group of Black men. Um, he's given props by other Black men to lower the self esteem of Black women, talking about Black women, different areas that we're going to go over and we're going to discuss, um, and which lowers the self esteem of Black women. Yet, you couldn't hardly pay other races of men to clown their own women. Okay, so even though the Black man's paid uh, a hefty sum of money at times to talk about Black women, you couldn't pay those same men to talk about their race of women, though. Okay, so what do other races of men know that Black men don't know? Okay, is it perhaps the same things that other races of women know that Black men claim that Black women don't know? Okay, and we don't want to go back and forth and make this a tit for tat. So let me continue. Okay, um, the first thing is making fun, such as dressing up or referring to Black women's looks and aesthetics, that they look like a man. Okay, so you know it's one thing for America to talk about Black women. Okay, and I know that I'm not the only one that has heard. There will be different women, and especially the darker Black woman, and she's being referred to as being built like a man, looking like a man, her nose, her bone structure. But I wanted to tell the Black man, every race of woman looks like the feminine version of her race of man. Okay, so Chinese women look like their Asian man. Okay, the feminine version. Okay, biracial women look like their biracial DNA version, of what their men look like. Whatever, etc. Egyptian, English. White women look like the female version of their white man. So what I'm getting at is for Black men to continually call Black women ugly. Okay, and so this is something in our communities and race of people. When you confront the black man, he'll say, "Oh no, I love the black woman. I love the black woman." Okay, I love what the black woman looks, and some of them will be honest and say, "Hey, I really don't find black women attractive." Especially the darker black man. Okay. And the thing is, a lot of them, and there's nothing wrong with dating who you want to date, but it's another thing to be dark yourself and black yourself with the African sub-Saharan features, and to so disdainfully make so many comments about black women. Um, it speaks volumes as to what the black man sees when he looks at his own reflection in the mirror. Okay, because we all know it's a double standard for black men and black women. And I'm talking about the darker black man. In Disney movies, you have the tall, dark, and handsome, and then you have the white light princess, and that's sending a subliminal message basically that it's okay to be dark, and it's not so good to be dark if you're a woman, though. Okay, and so um, I challenge the black man on that, for him to, so vocally talk about the appearance of darker black women, especially the darker black man. What does he think about himself? Because the darker black woman is only a physical reflection in a feminine version of the black man. Okay, so let me continue. Black women are on welfare, so you'll hear a lot of black men, not all black men once again, but there's so many topics and interviews, and you've already got the world talking about black women. But then you have black men, and I want to talk to the black man. Most black men have no idea. Okay, so these, and what black men am I referring to? The black men who don't stay in the home. They have no idea what it takes to raise a small child, how it hampers your ability to work, the life force drained from you as a mother or a parent, and how difficult it is for you to maintain food or shelter, and how difficult it is to ask for public assistance. Okay, so we've got so many black men. You do have a group of black women, of course, that have been generationally brainwashed into believing their only way, is through the system. So you do have that group of women, but I challenge the black man not to act like every black woman just never had a dream in her life. Her only dream was to get pregnant by a black man and just sit at home and ask for assistance. Okay, but I want to I want to continue. Many black men down or laugh. Okay, so they're laughing at the condition of black women, but laughing at the black woman having to crawl and beg for assistance will never denote the fact that as many black women beg for food, there is a black man that left her and his child to beg. Okay, so when you hear black men talking and laughing about the welfare black this and the welfare black that, they're actually laughing at themselves as men because it's a man that left them in that condition. Okay, and I don't understand. I hope as us as a people can get it together, especially the black man, because he seems to be the only race of man that understands that the condition of the woman is a reflection of the leadership of the man. So to have so many black women that are being made fun of for being on welfare, you're laughing and pointing the finger, but the finger needs to come back at the black man as well, because in order for so many black women to be left on assistance, to be left begging for food, for they say the white man to feed the child, why does the white man have to feed the child? If the black man would step in and be in the home, we can keep continuing to talk about 40 to 50 years ago how the black man was forced out of the home, but now we're talking about 2021 and how now the black man has been conditioned to not feel a need to be in the home, and how the black woman has a subconscious need to feel like she has to stand on her own two feet any way that she can. Okay, I want to continue. Laughing at a black woman won't cover up the fact that America laughs at the black people for the high percentage of fatherless homes. Okay, and how many black men feel no type of responsibility or accountability? Okay, because I feel like it's a guise. A lot of black men will say, hey, this black woman's on welfare, she's a money hungry this or that, but I believe that's a guise and a cover up for the black man running away from the fact that it's halfway his fault that so many black children are starving. Who else fault? Who else is it? Who is the black woman getting pregnant by herself? Is she making these poor decisions on her own? Okay, so I wanted to tell the black man that you laughing about it and sitting there downing black women is not going to stop America and the world from seeing you as wanting to call yourself a man, but refusing to take your part of the responsibility and the condition of our communities. Let me continue. Laughing at black women is a psychological cover up. So I just said that. Laughing at black women is a psychological cover up for escaping reality that the number of black women in poverty represents the black men who failed her. Exactly. So you can keep laughing at it, but I mean, right. So, whether she was played, lied to, where she was tricked out, turned out, however you want to put it as a black man, it was a black, especially if she was dealing with a black man. So these are black friends, but even black men that you don't know. And that's why it's very important for black men to encourage other black men to calm that down. And we're going to continue to go into that a little further in just a second. Okay. Also, laughing at a black woman's mental condition. Okay. Calling her angry and bitter. Okay. And I think that, as black people, we need to learn how to understand each other. The black man wants to be understood that it's difficult for him to get that high powered job, 3 times more difficult than his white person that he may be going against to get the job. Okay. He wants us to understand as the black woman that, things may be more tougher for him in certain areas, but it's time for the black man, if he wants compassion from black women, to have some compassion towards his own black woman instead of just laughing and calling her bitter. Because as you're laughing and calling black women angry and bitter, when the reality is that many black women have become mentally damaged. So this is the bitter and angry. They've become mentally damaged through trying to love the mentally challenged black man. Okay, so a lot of black women have grown bitter and angry. So while you're laughing, while there's black men out there laughing, they're laughing at themselves basically, because the black woman, like I said, is a reflection of her counterpart, her male counterpart, which is the black man, and how mentally challenged, the things that, black men go through in this country, and they come right to the black woman's doorstep, and they drop it all off at the black woman with no thank you. The black man complains that he doesn't get a thank you, but maybe the reality is us as black people, black men and women, we need to start to thank each other. Um, Let me continue. The black man has his challenges. Like I said, then he comes home to dump them on the black woman. And let me talk about the next thing: laughing at single mothers. Okay, there's so many YouTube videos. There's so many. You don't even have to watch YouTube. You don't even have to go viral. Just in your everyday life, the mentality of a lot of the average everyday black men about single mothers, laughing at them, when in reality, it only shows that the black man is so mentally damaged himself that he will leave his child without a second thought. Okay, so for every black woman that there is that's a single mother, okay, you laugh and she's a this, she's a that, she's a loose HOE, she's whatever, you keep saying or whatever. Well, who was with that HOE? Who turned her out? Every black woman didn't come out the womb as a prostitute or whatever. So who turned that black woman out? Who planted that seed in that black woman for her to be a single mother? And excuse me. And what I wanted to drive across is I think the black man truly knows that every woman that's a single mother is not a whore. Okay. And like I said, if the black man wants any type of respect in this country, past just being an athlete, past just being a man tan sambo performer, or, the things that they feel comfortable with categorizing black men in, like you can be that singer, you can be that dancer, you can be that athlete, to actually being taken seriously. Okay. And, like I said, you don't want to be killed by the cops. You want for people to listen to you when you talk about police brutality. How about having some respect for yourself by having some respect for your own women and children? Okay. And I want to continue. Um, okay. The the black women are whores. Okay, so I kind of talked on that a little bit, but a lot of black men will talk about, especially in the lyrics of the songs, about the black women being whores. But it was the black man that continued to have sex with his own women past slavery without promise. So it was one thing for us to be in slavery. We performed a certain way. Even the black man was raping the black woman back then, and so we were forced to do a lot of things that we didn't want to do. But we're out of slavery now. Okay, so we're trying to correct a lot of the illnesses that I think derive from the past, the brutal history of slavery. But now the black man is continuing to have sex with the black woman without any type of promise, only to leave her turned out sexually for generations of daughters to prostitute. Okay, because you're turning out all these black women, because they're not turning out themselves. I'm encouraging the black man to think open-mindedly, so before they keep laughing at so many black women being harlots and whores and loose. Why are these black men having sex with all these young black girls and these young girls and not making any promises of marriage or anything, and to leave them out there sexually turned out and just saying, oh, I wonder where all the whores came from. That's unfair. And that's, as a man, that's not taking responsibility. And I encourage the black man to understand that you cannot be considered a man in this world. So not just me as a black woman saying it or other black women, but other men are looking at black men, okay, from other races, because they've got the cheat code to the book, and black men are walking around like the emperor's new clothes, like, hey, I'm a man, I'm this and that. But how could you not know that the condition of your women and children does fall on you? It's on your shoulders, because after you is God. Okay, so for black men to keep saying, "Oh, that's on that woman for being like that." Well, the woman didn't just break herself down and have sex with herself. And I understand that the world has broke the black man down, but it's time for the black man to stand up, and take some leadership and some ownership. And if he would join together with the black woman, he could, have more and harness his strength instead of us dogging each other out. So the black woman, having hatred for the black man, dogging him out, and then the black man uh, dogging out the black woman, because what happens is when you leave a woman with your children, and this goes with any race of woman. I've already talked about it in my other episodes, but what's happening is, which I think I'm going to go into a little bit later in this episode, but I just want to say, when you leave a woman with your kids, and you just leave her in any type of situation, it does cause mental illness on the woman, which causes your sons and daughters to have a greater increase of being abused. Not saying it's going to happen all the time, not saying it's right or wrong, but this is just a psychosis and the reality of it, and it's causing generations of generations. So then the sons are growing up hating women because his mother abused him because the father was gone, and then the situation just continues to keep going. But let me continue. Um, let me continue. The black man laughs with other black men about other black women. Okay, so this is a popular thing, especially amongst the average black man. He'll laugh about black women out of his own anger, at things that black women lash out and do, or maybe picking the wrong black woman as well. Instead of encouraging other black men to do right by black women, so you don't really hear that. You know, you'll hear black men talking about this black B ain't nothing, but you won't hear black men saying, hey, maybe we need to straighten up. Maybe we need to have some respect for our own women. You don't really hear that as much. And if there is a black man saying something like that, they're shut down, they're closed down, or people are looking at them like they're crazy. So there may be some black men saying positive things about maybe rectifying the issues that go on between black men and black women, but it's shut down, or it's looked like that it's abnormal or something. And because a nation can rise no higher than his woman. So I'm sure you've probably heard of that before if you haven't. And I wanted to talk about that. For every woman you destroy hundreds of children and men. Okay, so as black people, we've been taught to think every man for himself. Okay, and the black man has been taught to just survive, just to breathe, and it's been hard for the black man to think about anything but himself because of his survival, in this country. but I challenge the black man to understand what I mean by a nation can rise no higher than its woman. Every woman that you play, that you make promises to, that you will be a man and stay around in the house, okay? Because the news flash for the black man is it's not enough for you just to raise kids, okay? Because when you're talking about just raising a kid and leaving the mother, you're talking about the mother being left in the home to defend for herself and the children. So basically, when you're making promises and you're not fulfilling them, you're not doing your obligations and godly given duties as a man. And what that's doing is that's destroying the mental state of black women. Okay, and once the black woman is broken down, okay, she's vulnerable mentally. Okay, so then she turns around and the children are being destroyed. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier. You got the sons and the daughters that are growing up under these damaged women. Okay, and so what's happening is the sons are growing up like, dang, for various different reasons, different things that, a lot of black mothers are doing under these, under this mental duress. The black men are growing up, the boys are growing up like, I hate women, I hate bees. The black girls are growing up like, I can't trust a man. I never seen a man be around. I never seen my dad be around. My daddy didn't have enough value on me to stay in the house. I have to have sex just to have a man around. So all these things are being done generation through generation with black people. And that's why I said the nation can rise no higher than a woman. And when you seek to, or unintentionally, or even intentionally destroy a black woman, and that's one of the biggest ways that you can do it, is by having sex with her and discarding her, and this lowers her self-esteem, and definitely having the children and dumping them off. It causes a lot of mental illness, not just in black women, but women across the globe. When you're played like that, and black men keep asking themselves like, why are black women acting like that? I mean, acting like that. Why? I mean, any race of man knows that answer, black man. Okay, it's time for you to come to the acknowledgement that no, you can't just keep leaving women like sperm banks to have kids and that's it, and keep crying about child support, which I'm going to make a video about that too. Okay, so that's what we need to do. We need to take care of each other. The black man needs to take care of the black woman, and the black woman needs to take care of the black man. Other races, okay, other races may pay you, but they won't make fun of their women, though. Okay, so the Jewish man might pay you to talk about black women being whores, but you don't see them talking about their women like that, and et cetera, et cetera. We have lyrics with our black men telling us what to place inside of our mouth. Okay, so we've got all sorts of lyrics, with the black man dogging out the black woman. Okay, and this has become normal. Okay, yet the black man makes fun of the black woman for having such low self-esteem. After you listen to one of those songs, the average woman, regardless of race, is going to have low self esteem. And if you keep listening to those lyrics over and over again, and the lyrics make the song, and the songs are listened to by the people, and the people embody, especially with black people, we take in a lot of these songs, So a lot of this mentality that these rappers and these singers are talking about black women, it's going to make anybody's self esteem low. And it's not just about the lyrics, it's about what you're listening to inside of your head, the opinions that you're listening to, and how you handle black women. And then black men are talking about the black woman's self-esteem as being so low. And then you have black women trying to attack the black man's self-esteem. And it's just a domino effect. And let me continue. Black women and women, for that matter, are emotional receptacles of their men. Okay. So, a lot of times, especially if she's not a deranged woman, every woman's not a good woman, and I understand that. Some women, they are, they have a reprobate mind. They can't. Some of them are just damaged, or maybe just born wicked. So I'm not going to say every woman is just an angel or anything of that nature, but I do want to make a point though, is that, not just black women, like I said, but women for that matter are emotional receptacles of their men. Okay, so for all the hate you see from black women, okay, so all the hate that you see from black women, it's the hatred that they're feeling, okay, from black men, and they're reciprocating. That's what we do. That's how we're built physically. When it comes to physical encounters with men, between woman and man, we're takers, we're receivers, and you guys are the givers. Okay, so when you see all these black women upset and angry, you're there. The black man is giving the black woman that energy, and what you're getting in this last, I would say, 20 years is the receptacle of what black women have been feeling from black men, and it's just the energy bouncing back and forth from one another. Everyone else can see why, but the black man. Okay, so the black woman's angry. Now they don't care. So just because the whole world sees why black women are angry, that doesn't mean they care. You know what I mean? Like I said, because most other races of men, they have common sense to know that you can't sing to a woman about dropping it low and blow on this and dogging a B out and F that B, and she's going to have high self-esteem. Every other race of man knows that, you know what I mean? But the black man, it seems like or maybe just the black man sees it and he's just so far gone that he just doesn't care. I'm not sure which one it is. Like I said, the only way we can stop it is if we stop having children, without fathers in the home. And if men and women, black women, would see the importance um, in staying together in a committed relationship, not just for the children's sake, but making a good match. And a lot of people, black people, have said, "Oh, well, marriages don't work sometimes." Yes, this is true, and sometimes you can get married and things don't work out. But what black people need to stop doing is just using that as an excuse not to even form a family for your child, because the message that we're sending to our children by not being married, okay, not living in a home, is that you're not even worth me even staying in the home to raise you. And that's the message subconsciously that we need to stop sending to our children. Okay, so they can stop growing up so angry. And lastly, if black men continue to demean black women, what does he think he will be shown in return? Okay, and that pretty much wraps up this segment. It's been a pleasure talking with you all. If you'd like to get in contact with me, if you have a question that you would like addressed on one of the episodes of the podcast, you can contact me at thetruthwithtrinity.com. If you like what you heard and you're listening on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the share with others, or to hit the subscribe button if you like. You can also listen to me on um, YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. And always remember, if you can't tell the truth with anyone else, you can with Trinity. Till next time, take care.